Hey everybody, it's Paul. I want to talk to you today about a common thing that I see with people, especially during fittings, and it's something that costs them a lot of strokes, it's something that can cost them a lot of money, and it's something that causes a lot of frustration with them once they start playing and they realize that their equipment is not correct for them. So that is being a specific brand person. So I hear from guys all the time, oh, I'm a Scotty Cameron guy, I'm a Titleist guy, I'm a TaylorMade guy, I'm a Callaway guy. You shouldn't be any kind of a guy unless you're getting paid or have a contract with those companies. You should be the guy who plays what works best for him. So I see this all the time in fittings. People come in, they have a preconceived idea of what they want, and that's fine. Everybody has that. But then ignoring fitting results and staying with that preconceived desire or want to have a specific piece of equipment when the results show that that's not good for you, well, that's just not a smart move. It's not a good move to spend your money on. So recently I went through this a couple of times with some different students, and I wanted to highlight one of the examples that I did where somebody came in, they had it in their head what they wanted to be fit for. After a couple of swings, I knew it wasn't going to work for them because of their skill level was not suited to that particular line of club. But we went through it anyway, and I collected data, and then I did a fitting with a number of different heads and shafts and brands and models, and then I stripped it down to the couple of best ones and put it together in a table to show him. And I could see the disappointment on his face, and disappointment is fine. We all have things that we want, and when they don't pan out, we get disappointed. But I could also see the fact in his face that he wasn't interested in the other ones despite the absolute superior performance. And that I could see it that he was leaning back towards going with the other one despite it just being an atrocious fit for him. It wasn't suited, it wasn't lined up for his skill level, and the other ones were night and day. So let me go over some data and show you what happened with this, and to show you what happens when we have our mind focused on one thing and we're not willing to look somewhere else. So here are the results from the three models. One is model A, which is the model that he wanted and that he was hoping to get fitted for and he was really had his heart set on. And then option B was one that I fit him for, and option C was one that I fit him for. And we can look at the difference here in carry distance. We're going from 154 to over 200 yards with both. We're increasing ball speed by over 20 miles an hour. We're maintaining launch angle fairly well with at least one of them, and the other one dropped down a little bit. The offline distance in yards, on average, the model that he wanted was 17 yards offline. The model that we fit him for was 11 yards and 9 yards. And the peak height went from 20 in the model that he was really set on to 29, which is absolute perfect height to be, and then 24 yards high. And then if we look at the stopping distance in model A, while it's the shortest stopping distance, it was also almost 50 yards shorter. So model B produced a stopping distance of 1 yard longer at 50 yards longer. Now, 50 yards longer to have the same stopping distance is absolutely phenomenal. So if we look at this, what I was recommending was option B, which was almost 50 yards longer, 22 miles an hour ball speed. It retained the same launch angle. It cut the distance in offline down by about 40%, and its peak height was perfect, and it stopped just as easy as the one that was 150. Now, when I presented this data to him, I could see, once again, he was not really interested in the one that was working best. He still had his mind set on option A and was questioning me on, well, do you think I'd be able to play this as I got better? Well, the answer is, who knows? But why are you buying something that you might be able to play in the future versus something that is proven to work right now? So, when you're going to get fit or you're going to buy something, don't go in with a target in mind. Go in with a result in mind. Make sure you test things. Make sure you get fit. Make sure you pay attention to the data. And don't be the guy who is, I am this brand. Because that's limiting your results, it's limiting your options, and it's going to limit your performance. I'm Paul Kelly. Thanks for watching.